Hello, my name is Francesca Hanshing and I've been living in China for almost 13 years. But my connection with China started since basically when I was born, because my great-grandfather was Chinese, so the Chinese culture presence in my family was very strong. My real relationship with China and its culture also developed even better after 2005. I was working for the higher education division, and someone said, okay, who's gonna take care of this project? And I said, you know, you can talk with Fran, because Fran has Chinese blood. I also had the opportunity to come to China. Being in China just opened my eyes. I fell in love with this country. Maybe I said, I have to come back to Chile now, but maybe in the future, who knows, I could come back. Then in 2011, I had the opportunity to come back. And in that point, I was like, I want to stay here. During the years I was working for the Ministry of Education, I had the opportunity to coordinate with the embassy a lot of cultural activities. So when I moved to China, I also thought that it was very important for any kind of commercial project that I could eventually develop. It will need to be connected also with a cultural aspect. I started bringing bands, Chilean bands, to play in China, and we collaborate with different organizations here. In festivals, for example, it's very interesting because people can interact. Obviously, doing business is important, but when you exchange the culture, you really can establish long-term relationships. In 2020, with my husband, we decided to register officially our company in China. So our idea was to establish this as a headquarters and try to develop a very interesting collection of products, not only from China, but also from other countries. In my shops, we have a lot of vintage items. I like to recover the beauty of what happened before. Doing business in China is not easy, but if you are really passionate, trying to get funds in China, it is possible. Just recently, I had the opportunity to go to Hangzhou and participate in an international e-commerce competition among 12 different competitors, big companies and also small companies like mine. Unfortunately, I got the third place, and now I have a little bit more resources to keep growing. In order to grow my brand, I'm trying to learn a little bit more about other platforms that it could be interesting for me, like for example, Xiaohongshu, Douyin. Normally I'm using WeChat to promote. I was very happy because some people is really interested in what I'm doing. In 2004, Chile and China signed a free trade agreement, and that brought a lot of hope in terms of business. Chile and China has a very long tradition of good relationship, not only commercial but also cultural. More than 60 years ago, when Pablo Neruda came, and later we established diplomatic relationship, right? And every time there's an international conference, Chile and China, they sit together. So we have been developing our beautiful relationship for many, many years ago. My great-grandfather moved to Chile more than 100 years ago. And now I'm doing the same. I moved to China. He saw opportunities in Chile. I see opportunities in China now. I think China is only for the brave. I think China is a place difficult to do business, but at the same time it's a place where you can develop new ideas, because there's so many things to do. And this is the place I choose to be my home, and this is the place I choose also to develop my empire.